Yeah, the thing is, all the Jade Mask does is you could just simply run into these things and they explode.
Whoop whoop, cold train coming through, baby.
Money well spent.
This train ain't got no brakes.
And the thing is, you don't actually get that item when you first start the game. You actually need to have at least finished the game once in order to actually have that item show up in Ronaldo's shop.
I can see why they would lock away that item.
Basically, you need to defeat the vampire in order to get the Gate Mask. Makes sense.
So yeah, might as well get the more or less sewer level out of the way.
Yeah.
I like to... Whatever game, whatever.
That's what I call my toilet, Dark Palace of Waterfalls.
You press a button, then... Whoa! And I can just imagine the vampire sitting in his throne room looking through his magical orbs like, what the hell? Item duplication? Seriously? Come on, this isn't fair.
Why hasn't that spot been fixed yet?
Play the game by the rules, jeez.
Hold on. This is why I met at you.
Then the servant just reminds him, actually sir, we keep that spot around so it's to refill all the goods and replace all the candlesticks every time you manage to defeat the person who comes to play the game, sir. We were quickly running out of resources.
So we had to use our anti-soul mystery lab to create that tearing time and space.
The mysterious item duplication spot. The result of hundreds of years of research. We mainly use it to duplicate big, just pieces of roast meat and candlesticks.
I wonder how they discovered it. So Skeleton takes out his knife and then... What? Yes, 2 knives.
Ah.
I better report this to Master Walter. Of course it took a while to translate it because all Master Walter heard was...
I wonder if there's such a thing as just monster servant interpreters. I mean, if you have such a wide variety of non-vocal species working for you, you need some way to, you know, figure out what they're trying to say.
Well, that's what the bosses are for. They're the HR managers. The golem was just on his break.
300 years of paid vacation.
Where are you going for a vacation, golem? I'm going to Met.
All the golems hang out in meth.
Distance is futile.
What the hell was that? He
What was
turned,
what?
he turned into a blanket ball and then he jumped over you and off screen. Come on. That's not a very effective means of attack. Oh hey, you found small meat.
Then that fishman meat is great.
Becomes pre-cooked thanks to the fire.
Eat it and see if you turn into a monster. Or a mutant.
Yeah, now we have to deal with the Fleamen, and they're really annoying in this game.
Shit.
Saying that as if that's a new feature to do for them.
Whoa!
Dude, this party is getting crazy.
Art of repair. Yes.
Yeah, it essentially just replenishes some of your parts.
Yeah, I figured as much. An interesting name though. At the end of the game, it turns out that Sarah has actually fallen in love with Walter. Leon futilely tries to use a heart repair, but no, his remains broken.
If you're a vampire, you don't want your victims walking around with broken hearts.
Yeah,
You gotta keep that blood fresh.
yeah, lowers the blood pressure otherwise. Gets a bit dangerous.
This is also why there's a cardio room off screen. Gotta keep those victims fit and healthy. Make sure they take in enough iron as well.
Yeah,
Although that usually happens anyways when they die.
it's like the old joke goes. He died from lead poisoning. With 6 very precise bolts in the torso.
He died because he didn't manage his iron intake enough.
He overdosed by roughly 900,000%.
My math by 5 kilograms. Does that mean that there is a nutritionist that makes sure all the monsters' weapons are, you know, enough in iron?
They had to take a class.
That nutrition 101. Here's your mentor for the day.
He's an excellent teacher. Not very verbal, but he keeps good notes, always has practical examples handy.
You might know him from leading the division up at the Anti-Soul Mystery Lab. Hey, they can still spit fire.
Because that's what reptiles do.
Again, then there's this little area here. It serves no purpose whatsoever, only to show you that, you know, there's a bridge. But you can't get to it.
Yep. Also, hey, look at our sweet water effects.
Yeah, that also leads to the lower floor, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and backtrack because there's also another way to get down there.
So, was this dark palace built on top of Waterfalls, or are the Waterfalls artificial and part of the construction that is the dark palace?
I have no idea, they never went into that.
There's a mystery. Actually, where are we even in the mansion, geographically speaking? Because the elevator went up.
Well, yeah.
Is this just the plumbing behind Walter's bed?
I think that there's a teleporter at the top of the hole that you fly up into, because later on you clearly see that you teleport back down. So apparently there's no reason for those elevator things to actually go up, because you're technically not going up, physically speaking.
Well, it creates jobs, you see.
Yeah.
Need all those enchanters to enchant the elevator. And you can't outsource that shit to the Turks, because then you lose that knowledge.
Yeah.
And then the Turks have their own floating elevators, and what are you gonna do to compete?
It's true. We saw what happened to the Italians.
Walter is a very forward-thinking vampire overlord.
Well, you know, he's had a few hundred years to ponder these things.
There's not like he has much else to do. We're still a bit stuck on that anti-soul mystery.
Kidnapping young women and luring their husbands to battle is just, you know, this idea of a distraction.
They have to keep in shape.
Enjoys playing the deadliest game.
Oh, I remember these enemies. The Flames Wars.
Well, this time it's the ice variation, the frost sword.
The Frost Flame Swords.
Soon enough we will face the room temperature swords. Not quite as dramatic, but equally deadly.
Soon we will face the Steel Sword. Hey, Dax.
It is actually pretty good in this game from what I saw earlier.
Yeah, apparently.
Because it has a wide area of effect and it actually does reasonable damage.
I always thought that the axe was always pretty good as a weapon.
It was a bit tricky to use Soul since you needed to figure out the arc.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think flipping that switch did change some of the water around in this place. And if I remember correctly, I think this little area here that actually led to the lower floor, that's now blocked off. Yeah, I don't know, it pretty much tells you that, you know, it's blocked off by a strong current of water, but honestly, it doesn't really look all that strong.
Well, you know, a current can be more dangerous than you think. Even if the surface is calm. A couple of feet down, it might be quite rapid. That's how it gets you. You try to ford that river, bam! Wagon's gone.
So yeah, this is essentially most of the game right here. You just spent most of your time just running away trying to get to the next area. Mostly avoiding enemies because there really isn't all that much point in finding them after the first couple of times. Which probably explains why there are times where they pretty much lock you in a room and pretty much force you to fight the enemies in there as you progress.
Oh, you're not running away this time.
It's really hard to program these guys. You know how many days it took us to get that fireball attack in there?
Let me tell you about man hours.
Then we're gonna have to wait for the
Erosion.
well, pretty much that suit of armor that just materialized. We have to wait for him to actually throw that ball at us. But he seems kind of reluctant.
Yeah, the screen is shaking.
Something flashed by the screen there.
Took him long enough. But yeah, you pretty much need him in order to actually smash the wall.
Then you get into the mysterious area. I wonder if the red skeletons evolve from ordinary skeletons or if they're completely unrelated.
I think they're just regular skeletons that have been soaked in enough blood that they become red.
Also, good luck figuring out that there's a platform you can get on there. First time you play this game.
Good luck figuring out you can grab to those fences.
Well, they did mention that in the tutorial.
Good luck figuring out that you're supposed to hold it down to make the spinning red thing go down.
Hey, are we fighting the frost elemental one?
Pretty much. And
That's
it
a
looks
good
about as
fan
much
art,
as
by
you'd
the way,
expect.
Oh hey, it's Shiva. That is surprisingly androgynous for something with obvious tits.
I like that it's just a fire elemental but with bits.
Yeah. And then an invisible blade.
that we can block.
Well, you know, if you got the skills.
Oh,
Paralysis! You know what I hate in video games? Shockwave attacks. They make no sense.
You know what I hate? When they take control away from you.
No, you see, stun modes for the player is good.
Because we don't have to bother with enemy design then.
Yeah. Just give every enemy block breakers and stun them hit.
I actually remember to jump there and I still get paralyzed.
Yeah, this looks a bit of a step up from the fire element. What happened then?
It was time to axe her quest.
So why isn't your thing always flaming?
I suspect it's because you only have the elemental attack on the final attack in each combo, maybe?
Pretty much.
So you don't want any combo extensions at all.
So now we can grab small enemies with our whip and pull them in.
Yeah,
While yelling, "Get over here!"
we've got the Devil Bringer.
Slam dunk.
Blast off!
And also down here, there's a bag with about $1,000 in it.
A bag of American currency.
Hey, now it started out as a Dutch currency.
Are the Netherlands actually their own independent nation yet?
Well, no, but I guess, I mean, Orange existed at the time, I guess, and Flanders. I mean, you know.
At that time, we were mainly just being conquered by one of the many city-states that are surrounding us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, we have been Italian, we have been French, English, German, Dutch. Now we're riding Walter's wacky roller coaster.
Yeah. We
Fine
didn't even have to pay extra.
Spine-tingling terror.
This, though, is a bit interesting because we're apparently riding inside a dead, desiccated giant snake.
And now we're at the lower level.
Ride the snake.
That one, though, you have done. I mean, like his skeleton workers uncover some sort of ancient dead dragon, and Walter was like, "You know what we could do with this? We turn this into a fucking roller coaster. Get on it."
It was something they did in Sequel. They didn't want Walter to find out.
Such a party pooper.
I could have made a Dracula each other this. You made this? This? You're fired, that skeleton.
Packs his things together, sheds a single red tear, walks away. Then he suddenly reaches an incline and then he gets stuck. So he walks back to the castle. Then he walks back to the incline and it happens 3 days straight. Then Walter's like, "Okay, fine, come back inside." Can't bear to look at him.
Hey, it's that little boss.
And I just realized something. Every time he slings those axes, I can hear it inside my head. Sonic boom!
I'm thinking of what Garrett said when he uses a tomahawk, but I forgot what.
Okay, that's definitely
Isn't
never
it just
happened
eat
before.
a tomahawk or something?
Or double tomahawk?
Yeah, it might be double tomahawk as well. Which was then left by T-Hawk in Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Using his great cultural heritage of together durable animes.
Well, you know,
You see, Konagai is Native American.
at heart. I'm sure. I still can't to this day believe that we seriously have 3 Native American characters in video games who are all named Tommy Hawk.
Tommy Hawk.
It's like Native Americans are not really overrepresented in the first place. But I mean, if you're going to have one, could you at least not make his name a really, really racist joke? Like, please. Appreciate that.
Well, was one of them the guy from Prey?
Yep.
I don't know, wasn't that something that Double Healers got in trouble with the new Killer Instinct, that the one stereotypical Native American character is still pretty racist?
Yeah. I haven't really heard anything about that, but I haven't really been following the new Killer Instinct much in the first place, so hey. But it would not surprise me one bit.
I'm surprised you could even, you know, pay attention when you're not looking at the Instinct designs.
Hey now, you see there's a dude.
See
And
the
there's
dude
another
who's
dude.
like Cyrax, and then there's a dude who's like Jax,
No!
and there's a dude who's like Sonya,
No! Stop!
and there's this,
There's nothing I like.
and then there's this dude who's kind of inspired on this franchise that they long stopped making.
And then there's one dude that is made out of fire. And there's one dude who's made out of ice.
There's the generic demon, who kind of looks a bit like a firebrand.
Fighting games. Perhaps not the bastion of creativity.
Well, if you look at Street Fighter and then you look at the rest, then it's not a high stakes competition more.
But oh hey, Ramsey's right, they actually localized it as Thunderhawk, didn't they, in the end?
Thunderhawk.
At least as with only 2 Tommy Hawks.
Maybe you could have updated his name and called him Dave Eagle.
Well, you're lucky you had that item equipped that let you refill your health. Because this room was sort of bullshit.
Oh man, the ice thieves.
Yeah, it really doesn't help that these enemies, they're kind of hard to hit due to the fact that they like to move around a lot, and most of the time you probably need to jump in order to actually be able to hit them.
The fact that that paralysis effect could apparently be chained, that you don't have, you know, status effect resistance for a second or 2 after it ends.
Well, then the
That
fact that
alone.
they also are able to attack you while they're off screen also doesn't really help. Well, I guess the biggest problem there is the fact that, you know, I'm wearing a headset, so it's kind of difficult to actually hear the audio cues.
The only audio cue you need are the screams of your character.
You know, somehow it looks to me like Dark Palace is even more samey than the Anti-Soul Lab.
Well, it's a sewer level, so yes. Oh hey, it's Doppelganger.
It's far
Also, look, you're sounding a bit faint there.
It's Tar Leon.
It's Leontar, one of the Thundercats. So is this all the introduction you get to Doppelganger? You just enter a room and something is there?
Pretty much.
Okay.
It was for Dark Link. I will tell you all about all the fanfics featuring the Dark Link.
Dark Link is a true libertarian hero that Hyrule needs.
Yeah, then he has one specific attack where he just lunges at you and does a flaming punch. Which, honestly, I really wish I was actually able to do that. That would actually come in handy.
Is there an adds doppelganger to it?
Not really.
Is there a secret multiplayer mode if you activate the Doppelganger?
Nope.
Doppelganger style.
Then, of course, in the first encounter, you don't actually kill him, he just runs off.
The Doppelganger backflips into the sewers and swims away. Not today, Leon.
And that is Leon. Oh, more glass.
Yeah, there's another one of those weird roller coaster things we can go on, but yeah,
Right, the
we
snake.
don't really need to at the moment.
Oh.
So yeah, first we have to deal with this. It's kind of annoying.
Two
Can you
doppelgangers.
solve my maze, Superman?
It's essentially whacking all of those things that are in the room and just hope you get to the door in time.
I know that Doctor will going to have to do a chess puzzle.
Not really.
I like that little just head staring at you when you enter that room, apparently.
What's the difference between the blue dragon and the yellow dragon?
Well, you see, yellow dragon is predominantly yellow. The blue dragon is predominantly blue.
Is that a Chinese thing?
The implications thereof should be rather obvious. No, in this case I think it's just color coordination.
Instead of 4 animals and 4 colors of each animals.
Yeah, jeez. Keep
a
forgetting about
maximum
that.
Each. Hey, potion.
Oh, that and there
Whoa.
was a save room here the entire time.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Someone screwed up a bit. So, when are we going to interact with any NPCs at all? Apart from our friend, the mysterious Italian wizard shopkeeper man.
Italian Gandalf.
Yeah.
It'll probably still take a while.
Mm.
Hey, we're going to meet the B character soon.
There are some amazing camera angle switches in this game. It's just, okay, let's head out through this door to the right. Then when I exit, I will suddenly be to the left of my character and I will be heading in the opposite direction.
That's how it is in Devil May Cry 1. And by God, not creative enough to fix it.
We have literally never read a comic book in our lives.
Oh, that's just great. I apparently went the wrong way.
Now just make the same mistake 14 times and you too can be a valid beta tester.
Can you pass the blue Oni again? Yes.
Fleeman, not so much.
Oh, hey, I'm
Fucking flea, man. Oh my god.
Hey Leon, what are you doing? Oh hey, this is a Cyclops. But the red troll wasn't.
Look, I told you, okay? Predominantly blue. The implications there.
Hey, tell him your name is Udis. Oh.
Yeah, actually, I just remembered. There's another thing the orbs that you get from the bosses do.
Yeah.
If you equip those, you get special variations of the sub-weapons.
Oh goodness.
You have not met blades. Or Enoch blades?
Gold blades.
Yeah, these lizardman enemies, they're not too bad normally, but they do get pretty annoying when you have to fight multiple of those things, and I don't know, the AI seems to be pretty weird because they seem to attack once in a while, but then they just decide to start running in circles.
The lizard
Can't
man.
hit what you can't catch.
AKA mentally deficient assaults. Maybe if you equip the golem orb, you get Ikaragu gameplay style defenses.
I
can
actually
switch
just
between
equipped
that-
the golem orb.
You can switch between dead and life defense.
Castlevania, Lament of Ikaruga.
I don't know which what's gonna open there. Oh no!
I think I've done the entirety of the lower floor, so
Yeah.
guess we'll head back.
28%. Why is the Dark Palace of Waterfalls so big? How much plumbing does Castlevania need?
Well, you know, if you have 300 fleamen, 400 lizardmen, 50 ogres, 20 cyclops.
Can they just jam
Nick.
all that stuff in the Chaos Rift?
I don't think the creatures that live on the other side would be too pleased about that after a while. Please do not dump your garbage or your sewage into our dimension, they said in a very sternly worded letter. We are very tired of the ogre poop raining from our skies. Please stop.
Maybe it's like really valuable in the world.
He was out walking when one day he was hit on the head by a big fat ogre shit. The wealth supported his family for generations.
It's a rare commodity there.
This reminds me of that one DuckTales episode where they introduce bottle caps to Shangri-La. And it becomes their currency and they start asking for more, and Scrooge just ends up importing bottle caps. And then hyperinflation occurs, and due to an economy being created in the glorious anarcho-communist community that was Shangri-La, everyone starts to get greedy and angry and violent. The entire episode is just one big capitalism versus communism parallel, and it's... I don't know, I think it was a bit too deep for most kids at the time.
It was a bit weird coming from Scrooge McDuck.
Yeah. You'd especially think that someone like Scrooge would be aware of, you know, the term inflation.
Well, Scrooge doesn't give a shit about terraforming. He just wants to extract as much wealth as possible for his little people he has to spend.
But in that episode, the entire reason he was there was because he wanted to get away from money for a while, because he had realized that his obsession was simply getting the better of him. So he wanted to be somewhere specifically where there was no money whatsoever, and that was the entire thing that drove him there in the first place.
You see, banksters got a bank.
Yeah. It's sort of interesting that a series made by Disney in the United States would be so openly just negative in terms of criticizing capitalism and its effect on all communities, but hey.
As long as it makes money, higher command doesn't care. It's like that one episode of The Simpsons where they make fun of Rupert Murdoch, and like in the commentary say that they want to have Rupert Murdoch say the lines himself, and all these executives are just shitting their pants in terror of asking him. Then one of them finally goes to ask, he's like, sure, I'll do it.
I'll be on The Simpsons, why not?
They make me a lot of money.
Yeah.
I don't care what they want me to say.
Going on TV and say that I poop my pants once a week makes me $20 million, by God, I will do it. Then again, we have learned from a lot of these people that once your income hits, you know, $100 million a year or so, you stop caring about a lot of the small things. Such as, you know, common decency, politeness, the idea of sin and punishment.
When all your friends are as obscenely rich as you kind of lose touch with the normal world.
You start kidnapping young women to lure the betrothed into your maze of sewers and labs.
Also known as the Fox News building. Foxvania.
Vampire Lord Murdoch has kidnapped your betrothed. You're a bad enough dude to save her.
We will fight to burn and kill O'Reilly.
Oh god, that would be an amazing boss fight.
Like Ganondorf
Take
instead
away
of...
the and its mess. Can't explain that.
I don't know. I can't help with Bill O'Reilly instead of, you know, piece of rock with E-Myth giving him life. With him, it's probably a teleprompter.
Teleprompter, E-Myth. And he just springs awake.
It's actually a puzzle boss fight where you need to change the text via computer to E-Myth instead and trick him into reading it. Because he can't stop himself from reading from any TV screen that it spots.
And just before he dies, he just screams, "Fucking thing sucks."
Are you on the wrong path again?
No, he's heading into a new area. That looks exactly the same as the previous one, more or less. Oh no! Ghosts!
Oh no. A Sango?
And rune spirits, which are seriously just slightly reworked Hanya masks.
Yeah.
I don't know, they look more like those floating skull things from Doom.
Hey, you know that... No, the Vikings really loved no theater.
Yep, it's true. Maybe it was the other way around. No theater was inspired by the Vikings.
You kinda missed the obvious pun there.
Let's see how long this takes. Oh, it's doing it. Doing it. Nice. Whip it. Whip it good.
You are now sub-brat.
Well, that's just for a heart increase. Well, I suppose it ain't too bad, considering that the sub-weapons do come in handy.
I like the idea of Leon actually complaining him like that himself. Ugh. Those 25 seconds of effort just for an ancient magical relic which will like grant me extreme magical power. Barely worth it.
Only have 5 of these.
Yeah, I might as well save here since we're coming up to the boss.
Hey.
And this one actually gets a bit of dialogue before we fight.
Yeah.
Oh hey.
You might already know his name, even.
Yeah, probably.
It's Pumpkin.
My god. I just wanted to literally be a pumpkin with arms and legs. Now you face me, pumpkin.
The kill to
Someone
the
there?
east, carving a face into
Are
him.
you a prisoner here?
We're done here.
And you grab out all the innards, carving the eyes and mouth.
Who are you? My name is Leon.
Hey, it's Shaft.
You are?
Shaft. My name is Leon. Who are you?
Is Ahim?
Dark man living in Vampire Castle.
Too bad. You aren't Walter. This feeling.
Oh shit, watch out, it's a Bishonen that
Are you a
has
vampire?
red glowing eyes.
That's right.
And elf ears.
Why is a vampire locked away here?
What part of the Vampire Lore says you get elf ears when you turn?
I would have won were it not for
Well, you
his
know,
ebony
vampires have
stone.
pointed ears, it's just...
Stone.
One of those things.
What's that?
Which vampire clan is
If
that?
you want to know.
Ebony stone. But wouldn't it technically just be a chunk of ebony? I mean,
It'll be a nice prelude.
if it can't be a stone if it's made of ebony.
I'll beat you. To a
By the way, hello, my name is Virgil.
Hey, I'm the mini boss.
And yeah, the thing is, this guy, at the beginning, he actually doesn't take any damage. He actually has a shield in place. So you pretty much need to destroy these orbs that are at the ends of the room before you can actually do damage to him.
No, for being a prisoner, Walter went to a lot of effort to keep him safe. Including putting these arcane enchantments in his room.
Well, you know. It's a game, you gotta play by the rules.
Maybe I should try a different whip.
Joachim seems like a bit of a step up from Golem.
Actually, I don't know. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Joachim?
Because I don't know. You probably didn't hear it, but for some reason he pronounces it as IE.
I.e.
IE.
I.e.
Yeah.
Joachim.
Well, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I'm pretty sure it's not that.
It's not the same thing, but apparently the people that did the expert for this didn't think so.
Joachim.
That's Joachim in Elfish.
Might be Iberian. Joaquin Phoenix. In Swedish it would just have been Joakim. Independent of spelling, we use a hard K.
In Dutch it would just be Joachim.
I guess the joke's on him.
Oh, and you can also apparently parry fire.
Perfect!
Well, that's at least one thing that Leon can do and Raiden can't.
If you parry fire, it should say stone cold.
It says dash ice.
Ice, ice, baby.
Too cool for fire. Joachim is slowly starting to regret who the fuck fights with a whip?
Why did I
Oh god!
Why did I decide to fight this guy?
It hurts so bad. Rips at my flesh. I'm bleeding all over.
Somehow the fact I can regenerate makes it even worse.
It's like someone keeps cutting me with this fucking edge of a paper or something. Ah!
Also, did you see that fire block? What bullshit was that?
How did he even do that? It makes no sense.
Why did the word perfect pop up?
You can see them too.
This is my stance. Perfect. Then when it comes to the tunnel, the perfect just grows beefy arms and starts fucking punching him.
The P and the T, the ends just extend into big, really juicy blue arms.
To think I lost.
That's your perfect, perfect, perfect.
Answer me. What is the ebony stone?
A stone made with alchemy. It creates the never
He's even doing the pointing.
in this forest.
Yari yari does he.
Eternal night.
Motherfucker,
But
that's
the night
hurt.
should help you as well, since you're a vampire.
That stone chooses its master.
Alright, I'll tell you about the dumb
Poet's
stone.
pale beside his. Oh, if only I had the crimson stone.
How the hell are you? Joachim, work on your pose a bit. You look more like you're just. He's.
Oh.
He turned into purple dust. Okay. And now we're going into hyperspace.
Purple rain.
That was his stand, but it has now been defeated.
He mentioned alchemy.
Purple rain that should
Perhaps Ronaldo might know
telekinetically
something.
control swords for some reason.
Perhaps Ronaldo might know something.
Let's go talk to Italian Gandalf again. I mean, just take the teleporter that pops up every time I beat a boss.
How convenient.
Man, I hope Ronaldo is on the up and up here.
I sure hope these satanic runes
question,
don't
Ronaldo.
mean anything.
Don't you always? Ask away.
I'm a
The
diehard
ebony
Christian,
and
but I have
crimson stones.
no problems using these satanic runes to teleport to
What about
Italian Gandalf.
Tell me about
You
the
knew
ebony and
about
crimson stones.
Why didn't you tell me?
What about
Would that
them
have
is a
changed
really
anything?
good answer.
The night still wouldn't have ended.
True, but
Hello,
Well,
reader. We are playing
I
Lament
would've
of
told
Innocence. The first
I shall tell
PlayStation
you
2
now.
Castlevania game.
please.
Have you ever heard of the Philosopher's Stone?
No, I haven't.
Making the Philosopher's Stone is the ultimate
Here
goal
we go,
of
Philosopher's
alchemy.
Stone again.
It
Oh,
provides
you mean those Harry
eternal
Potter
youth.
novels? I've
The
heard
two
about
other
them.
stones were
My
apparently
betrothed
created
reads those all the
accidentally.
time.
I think they're
No details
blasphemy.
of how they were made remain now.
I rounded them all up and burned
I
them.
see.
He
I
takes
know
like
about
a
the Ebony
satanic
Stone,
goblet and drinks
But
from
what
it.
kind of power does the Crimson Stone have?
I don't know the details. It turns the souls of vampires into power for its master. These two stones
And I don't like
are
those
the
big
vampire's
tubs
greatest
of
treasures.
protein powder he has there in the back.
Wouldn't the Crimson Stone
For
work
the
for humans
discerning
as
warrior
well?
who needs the protein.
If all it gave you was power, that might be so.
Candles,
I've
alchemist
heard that
tab,
it
and
bears the curse of the
bodybuilder
vampires
supplements.
as well.
Look
I
nice, you
see.
need some vitamin D, son.
So humanity.
There's
Paid.
also there's also a gym in the back.
There are no greater treasures.
Pumping
for those who
iron, that's
become
why I got this
vampires.
pecs, see?
And Walter has the Ebony Stone in his possession?
Maybe
That
you should
seems to be
take
the
the
case.
Walter course.
It was
He
supposedly
points towards the
lost along
castle.
with the Crimson Stone.
But if the Ebony Stone
We'll beef you
reappeared,
up, son.
then the
May
Crimson
also
Stone...
have resurfaced. I pray that it is not here. Welcome back. What would you like? Is that all? What would you like today? Anything else?
Hey,
What
be
would you like
buy
today?
another stone mask.
Is this fine?
You can only buy them once.
Oh.
Is this okay? Yes, certainly. Is that all?
I guess all we can invest in is
Come
drugs.
back anytime.
And music boxes.
Well, I don't really need to do that because all that does is just, you know, give you the sound selects option at the main menu.
Oh. Not
Time to
even
jog
that.
back up the hill. Ugh.
This is doing wonders for my cardio.
My gains.
Walter probably planned that slope perfectly. A gentle incline to get the heart pumping.
Yeah. This entire castle, Leon. It was built to create men like you. Perfect warriors. We call it the S3 program.
Can you feel the gains? Oh damn it, Leon, stop using that spot.
Greed is a sin, you know.
It was funny the first time, but now it's just childish.
Oh shit, can you combine items?
No, you can just reorder them.
I see.